Longhorn Nation. BJ with Bad Talks. I'm back once again. Man, was that fun or what, Texas fans? It's been a long time coming to win a good football game like that. I know we beat USC last week, and it was a good win, but I think it kind of felt like the Notre Dame win under Charlie Strong. We're just not sure if this Texas team can do that again. And they did. They came out, beat number 17 TCU 31-16, and if without two missed field goals, it would have been 38-16. Unbelievable win for this Texas program. Now, I don't even know where I'm going to go with this, to be honest with you. Usually I wait to do this on Sunday. I watch the film again, or I watch the game again. And I break down some stuff, but I also take notes during the game. And I scribbled down 3 pages of notes during this football game. And after the game, my notes were up and down, just like my emotions during the game. I know everybody that's watching this, and if you watch the game, you agree, emotions were up and down. 1 minute it's like, oh, I love the fight in this team, and the next minute it's like, oh my God, I just want to shake the crap out of this team. Very frustrating. But, again, I do one take. I don't rehearse anything. So I'm going to jump right in and just give my thoughts on the game. Before the game, I picked Texas to win. Was it a very confident pick? No. Because after I made the pick, I think I was picking with my heart and not my brain. I was talking to a good friend of mine today on the phone, and I told him it wouldn't surprise me if TCU beat us by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Just because of what we've been going through as Texas fans. But once the game got going and TCU drove the field and Texas held them and held them to 3 points, I thought that was big. You're not letting them get in the end zone. I was kind of thinking back to the USC game. I was playing it in my head like, well, if they score a touchdown here, we can go down and get some points, at least 3. And it just didn't happen that way. He made the field goal. And we went down, and Dicker the kicker, he had an off night. He missed 2 field goals, 2 makeable field goals. He shanked one of them. And in Tom Herman's press conference after the game, he blamed the second miss on complaining on. They were on the field complaining about the no pass interference call against Colin Johnson on the 1-yard line, which was an obvious hold or a pass interference call. And that's not me being a homer. That's me knowing football. That was an absolute pass interference or a hold, whichever one you wanted. Regardless, it would have gave Texas a first down. But so Coach Herman said that they had to rush the guys out on the field, and Dicker had to rush his kick, and he completely shanked the kick. Very frustrating to see that because the kid's got it. But Texas kicking woes continue. It seems like. I mean, he's done well done well last week, but just not consistent. And again, maybe we'll put it on just a bad night. Maybe against Kansas State, he'll come back. You'll see me look down at some of my notes that I took during the game. I wrote here that holding them to 3 was huge. Early on, the defense was playing well. They're flying around the ball. They weren't scared of TCU. They matched early on. They matched TCU's physicality early on. And what I like to do when I'm watching the Texas games is see how we match up size and to see how we match up when we're being physical. If we're being physical, are we being more physical than the other team, or are they being more physical? And I think it was pretty even early on. TCU started out with those wide receiver screens and RPOs and stuff, and it was working. But Texas shut it down and held them to a field goal. I wrote in my notes, I thought we were coming out of the tunnel, the fans were flat, I thought, compared to USC. I think they said there was only 95,000 people there. I say only, but compared to last week, 103, so that's 8,000 people less. I just didn't. It didn't. I'm watching it on TV from Tennessee, so obviously I'm not there, so I don't really know. But it just seemed flat to me. I know they said on the Longhorn Network in the um, Longhorn game day or whatever they call it that the stadium wasn't rocking like it was last week. And then watching the players come out of the tunnel, I just thought they looked flat. And I thought, oh no, here we go. But I wrote it down here that they weren't flat. I thought they were cool, calm, and collected. When we got up 10-6 in the second quarter with about 10 minutes left, they were calm. They weren't panicking by any means. Now again, they're only down 3-0, and then got up 10-6 or whatever it was. I thought we went for a fourth down. I didn't really like. I want to say it was in the second quarter. I didn't care for it a whole lot, but we got it. And then when we went for it again, it was like 4th-and-1 or 4th-and-2, and the way Sam ran to the ball or to get under the center, I thought he was going to quarterback sneak. You could see the gap the way the camera was showing for an easy first down, you would think. But we did a toss sweep to the short side of the field and lost a yard with Daniel Young. That one blew my mind. That looked like a Tim Beck call. That didn't look like a Tom Herman call. But I'm sticking to what I said last week. Tom Herman's calling plays for this offense. Now, I did see a couple of times Coach Hand standing next to him, telling him some things that were going back and forth. So it may be what Tom said, collective play calling, if you will. They're letting Tim Beck call the plays, and then they're overriding him or they're allowing the play to be called. I'm not sold on that. I think Coach Herman's calling the plays. There towards the second half, man, we were up 10-6, and they were winning the field position. So they punted, got us deep, and we got real conservative. Ran 2 up the middle, then we did a quarterback draw. I would like to see, we started off with Colin Johnson really well. I meant to start out with that, I guess. Start out with Colin Johnson well and just went away from him. I'm texting my brother like, where's Johnson? Where's Colin Johnson? Throw this kid the football. I know they were double team, had a safety on top of him. I get that. But let this guy play football. Anyway, we got real conservative, and I'm not a fan of our punter. I don't like kickers. End of the day, I just don't. I don't trust any of them. I'm talking about not just our kicker, but any kickers in the league. I don't trust any kicker. So we punted, and it was a decent punt. I mean, they got it on the 45-yard line, and I knew they were going to score a touchdown. I knew TCU was going to score. It's just the way it happens for Texas, and they did. So they go on the half winning 13-10. But I felt okay with it until we came out in the third quarter and looked flat as could be. I mean, we were 0 for 8 on third downs or something like that. So that was very frustrating. But again, TCU's defense is really good. So, I was trying to chalk it up as that. Again, this is when I'm at my low point, starting the third quarter. Like, oh my God, here we go. I'm not going to lie to you. I went and grabbed a beer. Let me get one beer in me. Let me see if this will calm me down a little bit. Because I was getting kind of frustrated because I seemed like we were playing a little conservative. It felt like we weren't attacking, if you will. Maybe not too conservative. Being conservative, we just weren't attacking like we were early on. And then towards the end of the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, Texas dominated. As they like to say in the locker room, I mean, they had TCU tapping out. No mas, they say in the locker room. I firmly believe they made TCU tap out. Some of the let me start on some of the weak spots of the game I thought that really stood out to me. One was our pass blocking. Offensive line got their butt whipped. It seemed like 90% of the times when Sam dropped back to throw the football. Sam made some plays. Sam played well today, and I'll get to him later. But I didn't think the pass blocking went very well. Not to bang on the O-line, but I'm going to give them some props. I thought the run offense did fine. The run blocking was good. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Pass blocking was bad tonight. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Anderson got beat a couple times. Valhay got beat a couple times. Cosme got beat a couple times. We did a chop block or illegal chop block. Stuff like that. It just pass block. It wasn't working. Sam didn't have a whole lot of time. In the first 3 quarters, first 3.5 quarters, When I think TCU started tapping out, when we started getting some turnovers, is when the O-line started taking control. Um, to finish up talking about the game before I talk about individuals, I was really, really, really impressed by the way we got the ball. I think it was the second to last drive when Humphreys ended up scoring. But we drove the field, took 6.5 minutes off the clock. We were running backs were breaking tackles. We got third down conversions. Johnson broke a nice tackle. Trey Watson broke a tackle to get a first down. Duvernay broke a tackle to get a first down. And they stayed in bounds to keep the clock running. It was smart football. Guys, this team looked... I hate to say that. Not hate to say this, but I'm scared to say this, but they looked well coached tonight. When's the last time you thought that, guys? When's the last time I've said that? I've never said that on this, but I've only been doing this 4 weeks. But I haven't said we looked well coached in a long time. Tonight, we looked well coached in several areas. I'll give you one example. Chris Boyd was toasted several times tonight. I thought Chris Boyd played a horrible game. I really do. Now, I say horrible game. He made up for some plays. He'd get burnt, but then he'd knock the ball away. So it's a defensive play, so I get it. But I thought he got manhandled out there on blocking. He didn't, I don't remember him making a whole lot of tackles. He made 2 or 3 tackles probably. I just didn't think Chris had a very good game. Nothing against him. I still love Chris. Still one of my favorite Longhorns. Just think he had a very good game. I'm sure I'm missing a whole lot of stuff, and usually I only do one reaction, and then I'll come back later in the week and do a preview for Kansas State next week. I'm already at 12 minutes. I like to stay at those of you that are just now tuning in. To me, I like to stay under 15 minutes. This one may run a little bit longer. If so, bear with me. This is my first year doing this, and I really enjoy it. And I said it early on. If I get 1 like, I'm happy with that. If I get 20 million, I'm happy with that. And I'm not in this for anything other than I love talking about my football team. All right. So all in all, good team win. It really was. Great team win. It was exciting to see Texas play as a unit, and they stayed cool, calm, and collected like I said. 3 C's. 3 C's, man. They cool, calm, and collected. They played together. They cared for each other like he always talks about. They pushed their chips in and went all in, and they played, as Coach Herman says, your best is better than anybody else's best. And the last 2 weeks, it's shown that. They beat a good TCU football team that probably could have beat Ohio State last week. But that Robinson kid, man, he's a turnover machine. So let me get into that. Man, the defense kept us in this football game. I've been talking about the offense for the majority of this time, but the defense kept us in this football game. They flew around the ball, man. I'm so proud of this defense, the way they play. Some of the spots that stuck out, like I said, Chris Boyd, I didn't think played a very good game, and Brecken Hager's invisible. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he can't shed blocks. He's making some tackles, but he's not pressuring the quarterback. Charles Menahu the same way. Our DNs, we really thought we were going to get some pressure with these guys this year. And they don't. Not until late in the game, until it's out of hand or TCU had already tapped out. They were starting to get close to if we weren't doing pressure with our linebackers and our safety, our nickel backs and our corners, we wouldn't even got close to Robinson tonight. Hager's he's disappeared, man. I say disappeared, but he hadn't played well all year, I didn't think. And I'm rooting for the guy. I really love Brecken Hager. It's one of my favorite Longhorns again. But let me talk about players of the game for the offense for me. Hey, number one, obviously, is Colin Johnson. That kid is a man amongst boys out there. I was really proud of the way he played. I'm glad we started out well with him. Kind of went away from him, and then went right back to him, late in the fourth quarter. And then number 2, I think Sam played a good game. I really do. No turnovers. He was composed. There's a couple times I wish he threw the football away, but he's a baller, man. He's trying to make plays. I'm not going to sit here and advocate for Sam Ehlinger as the greatest quarterback of all time in Texas, because I don't think that, obviously. But the kid's managing the football game. Trust me, there's a lot more worse quarterbacks in the country than Sam Ehlinger. So Sam's playing good football right now. If Sam plays like he played tonight, the rest of the season, hey, we're going to have chances to win a lot of football games, including this next week against Kansas State, and nor should I say it, but yes, against Oklahoma in a couple weeks if Sam plays that well, if this well. So I thought number 2, Sam. I had an honorable. I'm gonna do an honorable mention. I thought Trey Watson played well. I know some of you are probably like, what? Lil Jordan probably should be honorable mention or number 2. So okay, I'll do Trey Watson / Lil Jordan Humphreys for honorable mentions. Reason I like Trey so much is he gets positive yards. He gets positive yards. He'll get hit. He got hit several times at the line of scrimmage, and he's got this spin move where he covers that ball with 2 hands. He spins, stays low, and picks up 2 or 3 yards. It's all you can ask for, especially if it's 1st and 10, or if it's 2nd and 7, or something like that. Now we're 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 when he does stuff like that. But he also bounced one outside that second to last drive of the game. Got down before he got out of bounds. After he got the first down, he might have been a tad short. I don't really remember. But he got down. I really like Trey Watson. Trey Watson. And then, of course, little Jordan Humphrey. I'm at 16 minutes, so let me get on over to the defense real quick. Number 1 player of the game for me is Caden Stearns. 2 interceptions. One he should have took to the house, but he stepped out of bounds. I wish he'd have got in. He deserved that one. Caden Stearns was all over the field. That young man is an absolute stud, and they're comparing him to Earl Thomas already. And, man, I tell you what, the kid is good as he advertised. Absolutely a 5-star coming out of high school, and I love what he's doing for the Longhorns defense. Brandon Jones, I thought, played great today. He was around the ball all night long. He got an interception, a fumble recovery. Brandon Jones could be Caden Stearns 1A, Brandon Jones 1B if you want. I mean, both those safeties played great today. I thought the linebackers played well again, but they didn't make my list. Now, honorable mention to me was P.J. Locke. P.J. Locke was in on tackles. He was everywhere. He didn't have any PBUs or anything like that. He didn't have any turnovers. But the kid was all over the field making tackles. He was up around the line of scrimmage making tackles tonight. It was good to see P.J. Locke doing that. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, I just went off wing this one. I just took notes during the game, and I can't really read some of my handwriting and I know I missed a lot of this stuff. But again, I don't like to make it too long. Take out of your busy day and your busy night. Some of you are ready to. You probably won't see this till Sunday if you do see it, but you got church and all that kind of stuff. But great win. It was a fun win. Longhorns enjoy this win. Not everybody got to win today. All right, half the teams in college football lost today. All right, and half won, and we're part of the half that won. Enjoy this win. It was over a good TCU football team. It's beat us 4 years in a row. It was our time to win. We're 3-1 going into Kansas State next week. We know that'll be a tough game. So look forward to probably Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have a preview of the Kansas State game after I get to watch some more video or some more film of Texas, and then of course I'll break down some Kansas State, their games that they've played so far. Probably more so their West Virginia game today, and then last week, and then I'll have a preview probably Wednesday or Thursday. Do me a favor, man. Hit subscribe. I'm new to this. I'm not here for anything other than loving this. I love what I do. I'm military by trade. 18 years, but I like doing this kind of stuff, and I love talking about my Longhorns. And it makes it a lot better to talk about my Longhorns when we win in convincing fashion like we did tonight. Those of you that's left comments for me, I appreciate that. Those of you that's hit thumbs up, I appreciate that. If you hit a thumbs down, let me know why. Let me know why. It was too long, whatever. Let me know why you didn't like it. All right. Once again, great team win. I've said it 2 or 3 times now, but a great team win. Overall, not just players. I thought the coaches did well tonight. Todd Orlando is an absolute stud. An awesome win. And it's a great feeling, and it was a lot of fun. But now I'm going to take my hind end to bed because I'm a tired dude. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Did a little run this morning. So Longhorns, we'll see you Wednesday, Thursday. Come out and listen to BJ. B.A.D Talks. Share it with your friends. Subscribe for me. Hit the like if you like it. Hit the down if you don't. Let me know why you don't. All right, guys. Have a good night. Good win. Hook 'em.